this thing to work right away. Come on now. Let's go. Ah, great, great, great. Okay, happy Tuesday. This has got to be boom, boom, boom because I have to go to the airport. So let's just get right into it. Happy Tuesday. Life is interesting because it gives you what you expect. What do I mean by that? It centers around your attitude. What is your attitude? I'll give you an example. There's a story about a farmer who lives in a remote village and has to go to the river to get water. So there's two ways to look at it. The farmer could say, every time I come to this well, I come away with my bucket full. Or the farmer could say, I can't believe I have to keep coming back to this well to fill my bucket. Scenario is the same. A farmer goes to get water from the river, but two different perspectives. So which one do you think is the better perspective? I know it's a rhetorical question. Of course, the person who thinks, I'm going to the river to get my water filled, rather than, oh, I have to go back and get my water, get my bucket filled. Perspective is different, and that translates into how we see life and how life sees us. How we see life and how life sees us, because our attitude has a major impact on the way we see things, the way people see us. Think about it. Unless you're very grumpy, nobody wants to be around a grumpy person who's always nagging and complaining and, oh, this is so bad. Hey, look, I know. It's not like I don't complain. Sometimes I do. I have to catch myself like, okay, enough of that. Let's shift gears. For example, complaining about the weather. When it's cold in the winter, it doesn't make sense to complain because it's supposed to be cold. And when summer comes and we complain, hey, I do it too. It's so hot. It's supposed to be hot. So why are you complaining? So perspective really matters. What kind of perspective do you have when things happen to you? Do you think about it like, I'm going to the river to get my bucket full, or I need to go to the river to get my bucket full again? Of course, I'm adding expressions to show you which one is the one I prefer. Of course, the first one, because when you get an opportunity to go to the river to get your bucket full, it's a good thing. There are lots of people who want to go to the river, but for whatever reason, either they don't have a bucket, the river dried up. I'm making stuff up now, but you get the point. There are lots of reasons to celebrate and have a positive attitude. I remember John Maxwell was talking about a situation where he had gone for a job interview. So he went with another young man. They both applied for the job, and seemingly they had very similar qualifications for that particular job. And the person interviewing them said, come with me, let's go to the back of the warehouse. I think it was one of the summer jobs he wanted to help with, or he wanted to get hired as a stock, someone who does the stock, stock the materials. So they both followed the person interviewing them. They went to the back of the store, and then they came back and the interviewer said, okay, thank you both, we'll be in touch. And John was not hired. The other person was hired. And so he had the courage to go and ask, why didn't you hire me? And the gentleman said, well, it was your attitude. Because when I told you to come to the back, you were dragging and taking your time while the other person got into it and was eager to see what the work was going to be about. But your attitude was what caused you to lose the job. So two people, similar backgrounds, your attitude makes a difference. And so how can we ensure that we have positive attitude? I think a lot has to do with what we think about, our thoughts. And if our thoughts are positive, most likely we will have positive perspective. So a lot has to do with what's going on here. How do we think? What are we thinking about? I would like to write a speech about thoughts, because sometimes we talk about words, but before the words are formed, it starts with the thoughts. So our thoughts matter a lot. Are we having positive thoughts, or are we allowing negativity to crowd our thinking? Food for thought. So I want to challenge us to think about this. Think about positive things. For example, when you go into a parking lot, this happened to me today. When you go into parking lots, think, okay, I'm going to get a parking spot soon. Now, I pulled into a parking spot and I thought I was going to get a parking spot, but the lady won't move. So I drove around and I got a parking spot. So let's try this for the next 30 days. Expect the best of everything. Expect the best of everything and track it and see what happens. If your thinking can make a difference, I think it can, for you and for me. That's it. I got to go to the airport. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Thank you for joining.